What if I told you there's an ancient Chinese secret behind their incredible saving habits, and it's simple to implement? This video will crack the code on this powerful money-saving strategy and show you how to double your savings in no time. Mai Chen, a 32-year-old marketing executive in Shanghai, just bought her first home, fully funded her parents' retirement, and is planning a lavish wedding, all while her colleagues are drowning in debt. How? She's tapped into a rich tapestry of Chinese financial wisdom that's been woven through generations. My success isn't about one specific technique. It's a holistic approach that blends cultural values, family obligations, and smart money principles. It's not just about pinching pennies, Mai explains. It's about understanding the value of money and its role in our lives. Let's break it down into a few strategies. When it comes to saving money, the Chinese have some pretty nifty tricks up their sleeves. It's not just about squirreling cash. It's a whole mindset deeply rooted in their culture. From the very young to the elderly, saving money is deeply ingrained in their daily lives. It isn't just about tucking away a bit of spare change. It's a disciplined, almost ritualistic part of their existence, reflecting a blend of practicality and cultural pride. Children are taught the value of saving from an early age. Take the red envelopes given during the Chinese New Year, for example. These envelopes, filled with money, aren't just a festive bonus for kids. Parents and grandparents often encourage children to save this money, sometimes depositing it in a bank account that will grow with interest over time. This way, they learn the value of saving and planning for the future from a young age. Now, frugality is almost like a superpower in China. People are great at bargaining in markets, always hunting for the best deals and avoiding unnecessary spending. It's not just about being cheap, it's about respecting money and ensuring it's spent wisely. Saving every yuan is a step towards financial security and independence. You might think that these habits would fade away with more people becoming wealthier, but nope. Even in bustling cities with all the modern comforts, the tradition of saving is still strong. It is because there isn't a comprehensive social safety net like in some Western countries, so Chinese people often need to save for retirement, health emergencies, and education. Take the housing market, for instance. In China, buying a home is more than just finding a place to live. It's a crucial investment. Families might save for years to afford a down payment. It's common for several generations to chip in together to buy property. The 10-1 rule of saving in China is a fascinating practice that illuminates many Chinese people's disciplined approach to managing their finances. This rule essentially means that for every 10 yuan a person earns, they save 1 yuan. It might sound simple, but it's a principle that reflects a deep-rooted cultural emphasis on financial security and foresight. Imagine you've got a paycheck coming in each month. The 10-1 rule means you take 10% of that paycheck and put it straight into savings. At first, it might not seem like you're putting away a lot, but this habit pays off over time. It's like slowly filling up a piggy bank. Eventually, it will be full and ready to help when needed. Why 10%? It's a sweet spot, enough to make a difference without making life tough. It's manageable for most people, letting them save for the future while still enjoying their present. This rule isn't about being miserly, it's about finding a balance that works and sticking to it. This saving habit is often passed down through generations. Parents teach their kids to save part of their allowance or any money they get from birthdays and holidays. It's a way of instilling the value of money and the importance of saving from a young age. Take a young professional living in a bustling city, for instance. Even with a decent salary and spending temptations, they'll stick to the 10-1 rule. Each month, they'll save 10% of what they earn. Over time, this builds up a nice nest egg, giving them a cushion for unexpected expenses or big future goals like buying a house or funding education. Even retired seniors follow this rule. They know that managing their savings well means they can maintain their lifestyle without leaning too heavily on their kids for support. This gives them peace of mind and the freedom to enjoy their golden years without financial worries. In China, Living with family isn't just a way to save a few bucks. It's a cultural cornerstone that's been saving folks serious cash for generations. It's like having a built-in financial safety net, but with home-cooked meals and the occasional family squabble thrown in for good measure. First off, sharing housing costs makes a huge difference. Instead of each person paying for their own place, the whole family splits the rent or mortgage. This way, everyone pitches in, and it's much cheaper than everyone having their own separate bills. Imagine living with your parents and siblings, all contributing to one household. It cuts down costs significantly. Utility bills and food expenses are also easier to handle when shared. One electricity bill, one water bill, and one internet bill for the whole family to share is much less expensive than paying for them individually. Plus, cooking meals together means buying in bulk, which is cheaper than buying food for yourself. It's a win-win, saving money and enjoying family meals. Healthcare is another big area where living together helps. In China, children often take on the responsibility of looking after their aging parents, which includes covering medical expenses. Families living together can pool their money to pay for healthcare costs, making it more manageable. This is especially important since relying on social safety nets isn't as common as in other countries. But let's not forget, this arrangement isn't just about money. There's a vital emotional component too. Many Chinese people genuinely enjoy living with their families. It's a chance to strengthen bonds, share daily life, and create lasting memories. Sure, it might mean less privacy and the occasional clash over who controls the TV remote, but for many, the benefits far outweigh the drawbacks. You might be thinking, doesn't this make it hard to date or have a social life? Cultural attitudes are evolving, especially in big cities. Many young people find creative ways to balance family obligations with their personal lives. And when it comes time to marry, living with parents can even help couples save for their homes faster. Regarding budgeting, Chinese people have developed effective and culturally unique financial management strategies. It's not just about tracking income and expenses. It's about fostering a disciplined approach to money that reflects their values of prudence, foresight, and responsibility. First, many Chinese folks use the envelope system, but with a twist. Instead of actual envelopes, they might use separate WeChat wallet accounts or Alipay funds. Imagine Zhang Min, our savvy buyer from Beijing, divvying up her salary into digital envelopes for rent, food, utilities, and savings. It's like she's playing Tetris with her yuan, fitting each expense into its perfect spot. Chinese budgeters often work backward. They start with their savings goal, then figure out how to make everything else fit. Many Chinese people also use the 30-30-30-10 rule. That's 30% for housing, 30% for living expenses, 30% for savings, and 10% for fun. Yes, you heard that right. Savings gets as much priority as housing. It's not just a guideline, it's a way of life for many. Now let's talk about the family budget. In China, it's not uncommon for multiple generations to pool their resources. Grandma Wang might be in charge of groceries, while Uncle Lu handles utilities. Here's a quirky habit. Some Chinese budgeters use two bank accounts, one for spending and one for saving. The spending account gets a fixed amount each month, and once it's gone, that's it. No dipping into savings for that impulse bubble tea purchase. And let's remember the long game. Many Chinese people budget for the year and life events decades away. They might have a future grandchild's education fund before they have kids. The low-key lifestyle in China is all about keeping things simple and practical rather than showing off wealth. It's a way of living that values humility and thoughtfulness, which you can see in how people make their daily choices. Let's start with the basics. Many Chinese people prefer to buy functional and durable items instead of flashy or brand name items. For example, they might choose a reliable car that gets them where they need to go rather than a luxury model that makes a statement. The focus is on what works and lasts, not on impressing others. This same principle applies to housing. While owning a home is a big deal, most people aim for something comfortable and practical, not necessarily big or luxurious. The interiors are often simple and uncluttered, with a minimalist approach to decoration. It's about creating a space that serves its purpose without unnecessary extras. Regarding entertainment and leisure, the low-key lifestyle favors low-cost, simple activities. Family gatherings, community events, and spending time in nature are all popular. There's a deep appreciation for the small joys in life, like sharing a meal with loved ones, practicing Tai Chi in the park, or enjoying a quiet evening with a good book. These activities bring happiness without a hefty price tag. Fashion is another area where this low-key approach shines through. People tend to choose comfortable and practical clothes rather than chasing the latest trends. It doesn't mean they aren't stylish. Their style is more subtle and elegant. Focusing on what's comfortable and looks good without being over the top. Many Chinese people are very cautious financially. They prefer to save and invest their money wisely, rather than spend it on expensive items. This careful approach to money helps ensure long-term stability and security. It's all about preparing for the future and avoiding unnecessary financial risks. There's also a strong preference for avoiding debt. Borrowing money for non-essential purchases is generally avoided. Instead, people save up for significant expenses, which is seen as a sign of responsibility and good planning. The concept of leftover money plays a significant role in Chinese savings habits. After all the necessary expenses are paid, setting aside a portion of income is a common practice deeply ingrained in Chinese culture. This leftover money is more than just extra cash. It represents a person's ability to manage their finances wisely and live within their means. Imagine someone paying all their bills, buying groceries, and covering other necessary expenses. The money that remains isn't just forgotten about or spent frivolously. Instead, it's carefully saved. Setting aside leftover cash is seen as a mark of sound financial management and a testament to one's ability to live responsibly. It's almost like a badge of honor, showing you can handle your money well. For many Chinese people, conserving this leftover money brings a sense of satisfaction and pride. It's viewed as a sign of sound money management and moral character. Saving isn't just a practical activity. It reflects personal discipline and the ability to plan for the future. This leftover money often finds its way into various savings and investment vehicles. Traditional savings accounts, for instance, are still popular, providing a safe place to store money while earning a bit of interest. However, many Chinese people are also looking for more active investment forms. Real estate is a favorite option, seen as a place to live and a solid investment that can appreciate over time. Stock and mutual fund investments are also joint. With the rise of digital financial platforms, more people are exploring these options to grow their leftover money. These investments are carefully considered, focusing on long-term gains rather than quick profits. It's all about building a stable financial future. The relationship between saving and investing in China is entirely intertwined. Leftover money doesn't just sit idle, it's put to work. Now, which of these strategies impressed you the most? Let us know in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See ya!